This is Jeff Stone of Grandpa's Pride Barbecue from the Panhandle of Florida, and you are listening to the Barbecue Central Show.
Happy to have you aboard here for the really big barbecue show.
Boing.
We cook because we have to, and we grill because we want to.
Hit me.
Fine, how's it going?
You have a great show. I'm a big fan.
Boing.
So what seems to be the problem here? This man looks like he's dead, and he's in the crackle. Charbono! It's all about the charbono, dude.
Succulent fish. What?
He ate 54 wieners.
Well, listen, Lavernius, shut your face.
I'm shaking like a dog shit peach seeds.
We have top men working on it right now. Top men.
And just like that, we are into the second hour. It is the Barbecue Central Show, where we cover the most important barbecue and grilling items of the day. If you missed the first hour, you missed interviews with Jack Arnold and monthly guest Wes Wright from cookoutnews.com. Jack Arnold was talking about the release and how the reception is being levied on his new barbecue rub, grilling rub. Founder's Rub is what it's called. Founder's Blend. Gotta keep a picture of it here or a link? Yeah, I did. You might recall. Here it is, Founder's Blend. Black garlic, maple, bourbon. Because during this show, Jack Arnold levied the following take: too much black pepper gives you kidney stones. And it does? Uh-oh. Jack, I'm not discounting your medical knowledge. I don't know if Gary Brecka told you that or if Dr. So-and-so, a nephrologist of some sort, gave you that insight. I have never heard. Actually, let's do it right now. We're going to go to Gemini AI mode. Can eating too much black pepper give you kidney stones? And according to Gemini, thinking all kinds of ways, in typical culinary amounts, black pepper is unlikely to give you kidney stones. However, it does contain high levels of oxalates, which are a compound that can lead to the formation of calcium oxalate stones, the most common type of kidney stone, if consumed in excessive quantities by susceptible individuals. Most kidney stones form when calcium and oxalate combine. Portion size mattered. A standard dash of a quarter teaspoon of black pepper typically contains only about 3 milligrams of oxalate compared to high oxalate heavy hitters like spinach or beets. The contribution of black pepper in a normal diet is generally considered negligible. Risk factors: if you've been previously diagnosed with calcium oxalate stones or have high urine oxalate levels, medical professionals may recommend limiting black pepper as part of a broader low oxalate diet. So, he's not wrong. But as always, this show is not about giving medical advice. It is for entertainment and purposes only. I am neither agreeing nor disagreeing with what Jack Arnold said. But if Gemini would have come on and said, yeah, too much black pepper, you're effed, I believe in rubs, we're probably okay. Unless you are just consuming barbecue at pounds and pounds and pounds a day, solely using Dalmatian rub, that might be a different story. But otherwise, like if you're a fan of Holy Cow and Meat Church, I think you're going to be right. I'm a big fan of Holy Cow at Meat Church, of course. I'm a big fan of the brisket and steak rub with Big Papa Smokers. I'm a big fan all over of a lot of these rubs that have the black pepper in it. And you know me, I'm caution to the wind. I'm the healthiest 51-year-old that you know, and in a few weeks' time, I'm going back for my executive physical, and I'll be happy to report I'm the healthiest almost 52-year-old that you know. You realize last year, 9% body fat? I said, fat! Fat! That's right. 9% bodybuilders wish they had my kind of physical fitness. And I'm back after it again, believe it. Let it slide a little bit as the year ended in 2025, but 3 weeks ago, we're on it. We're hitting macros. We're getting the workouts in. Somehow 5 o'clock has been allowable to my body, where for 4 months it has been not allowable, even though in my mind, we're going to get it. But for whatever reason, it was not allowing me, but now we're back in it. I don't know, maybe it's because I actually dished out a little money and I feel guilt. Probably that. Bob Genevario, or Genevario, is writing in. He also wrote in through the Jotful Contact the Show, saying that Greg is the master of technical difficulties. Hey, Bob, are you saying that I'm the master at overcoming technical issues when they happen on the show and still making it sound professional and entertaining? I'll take that all day long. If you're just saying I'm the master of technical difficulties, I don't like that. I might ban you from the chat, subsequently the internet. But we'll leave it at that. And besides, Bob has my other 30%. What about the other 60%? Where is that? Anybody else want to claim the other 60% to get us to 100? I'm at 9. Bob has 30%. That gets us to 39%. Where's the other 59%? Bob saving face by saying that I am the master in making it sound professional, even though they're having it. Oh, I meant to address this as well. I do want to give a thank you to Tavis from the Barbecue Therapy podcast, just released last Thursday. Now, in full disclosure, I totally forgot that we actually did this interview, because if you listen to this show, you will never know the difference. If you watch his show, because he does have a YouTube or a video component, you'll see the shirt I'm wearing during this interview makes no sense given the time that it is airing here in April 21 of 2026. It's October ready. So we must have done this in the October timeframe of 2025. Now, also in complete disclosure here, he did tell me he had a substantial buffer, as we say in the podcast biz, which means he has a large amount of pre-recorded shows already in the queue that are just going to release each and every week, which I say is a key component to success in your starting podcast career. Get a number of shows in the can before you start releasing. And that way you can just keep adding to the pipeline, adding to the funnel where you might never run out. John Solberg, Best Moments of the Barbecue Central Show in 10 minutes or less, which I'm going to be talking about here in a second, is very diligent at always keeping 7, 8, 9 or more in the queue. So if there is a time when he needs to take a week or two off, never caught off guard, never gets the email from me saying, hey, where's the show? I got to post it. Always has a working buffer. But Tavis had a number of shows, like 30 shows in the can before we even got to mine. So when he sent me the note through Instagram saying, hey, your show's going to get released, I'm going to do these video assets, feel free to act as a collaborator or not if you don't want to. And I'm like, hey, happy as a pig and shit. I will absolutely take those collaborators because they go right into my feed. It looks like I finally did something. And that social media feed, which I did nothing. Johnny Mag saying, you also said 2025 in the show. So yeah, I mean, I knew it was last year, but I forgot about it. But I went back and listened, and as Johnny said, it was a great interview with Tavis, or Johnny said it was tremendous. I thought it was fine. So if you're not a fan or if you're unknowing of the Barbecue Therapy Podcast, not a fan, but if you don't know about the Barbecue Therapy Podcast, look for it on all the social media platforms, and you will see mine, which will be, I believe, 2 weeks ago this coming Thursday, or a week ago this coming Thursday. It was released last week, so feel free to check that one out. He's already promoting the, whatever one's coming out here in a couple days. So there you have it. All right, I have nobody, as you can see, in the guest chair currently. That's not good. Also, that's very bad. This shot doesn't make it any better. It shows you that 50% of the interview screen is filled, and the other 50% of the interview screen is not filled. As we start to work back here, we could have an end of the show impending, which is fine. Little more than an hour, all right. Not just 1 hour, all right. So we'll see where it goes from here. If nothing else, we'll come back. We'll get a Would You Rather YouTube poll question of the week update and final. And we'll call it a show on April 21st. Tonight. Before we do any of that, we'll talk to you about McAuliffe cigars, my favorite cigars on the planet. Are you ready for a cigar experience built on history and passion? Yes, you are. Let me tell you about McAuliffe Cigars, a partnership forged between Texas passion and a Cuban cigar-making dynasty whose heritage spans back to the 1930s. Whether you seek the nuanced elegance of a Magdalia or the complex power of a Leyenda, which I had just yesterday in the mobile lounge on the way to work, McAuliffe offers a symphony of flavors for every palate. And don't forget about the ever-expanding color series. As we know, White, the most recent release, an unmatched smoking experience coupled with an unmatched value. Each cigar handcrafted in Esteli, Nicaragua, by the legendary Gomez Sanchez family. McAuliffe delivers tradition and quality in every draw. I've never had a plugged McAuliffe cigar in my life. Never. You can't say that about those Cubans. You can't say it about some of those other brands. You spend substantially more money on per cigar as well. No names, please. But not McAuliffe. Johnny, have you ever had a plugged McAuliffe cigar? I've never had. Bob, do you smoke? Never had a plugged McAuliffe cigar. Taste the tradition. Visit McAuliffecigars.com. McAuliffe is spelled MICALLEF. McAuliffecigars.com to find a retailer nearest you. Who knows what we're coming back to? But we are coming back, if nary for a moment. Stick around, be right back.
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. Howard Stern, Jim Rome, Dan Patrick, and Greg Rempe. The Mountain Rushmore of talk show entertainment. Now, let's get back to the Barbecue Central Show.
Johnny Maggs weighing in on the instant chat. Never a plug, so that's 2 for 2. My math is bad, but that's 100%, and that means McAuliffe Cigars do not plug. Bob Genevario, or Genevario, is not a cigar smoker anymore, but he was a big fan of Avo Domain cigars. I don't know Avo. I mean, I know Avo cigars. Avo Maduro might be one of my favorite just getting into the cigar hobby cigars back in the day. It's not that I won't go out and buy them anymore, but I will not go out and buy them anymore. But if somebody gave me one, or I was around a cigar smoker and that was their cigar of choice, and they handed me an Avo Maduro, I'm smoking that thing all day long and twice on Sunday. But I'm not spending my money on it. But maybe you want to. Try it out. Don't say no to any cigar. Like, smoke every cigar you are handed and then realize where your palate falls. You might be asking yourself, Greg, are you buying time just in case? Yes, I'm buying time. This is what we call in the business is vamping. Because well, technically now I am 1 minute past almost. I'm 10 seconds away from one. Now I'm 9 seconds. Now I'm 8 seconds. Now I'm 7. You get the idea. From having a call out time, it does not look like it is going to go my way. I want to give it like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, just in case. Does anybody have a topic they want me to give an opinion on? Has anybody heard anything about Barbecue World Cup and their location? I have not either. Has anybody heard anything about Barbecue World Cup and what judging method they are going to be using for next year's finale? I have not either. No names, please.
A Barbecue Central Show exclusive news update.
Greg Rempe reporting from the breaking news desk here in Cleveland, Ohio, the city that breaks the most live-fire breaking news across the country, nay, the globe. This story breaking out of Cleveland, Ohio from a couple days ago. No names, please. Telling me that Darren Worth has stepped off of the Pitmasters Committee for Barbecue World Cup. Uh-oh. I'm not saying why. I'm not saying that I talked to Darren, but I have it on very good authority that for one reason or another, Darren has relinquished his set of reins in the Pitmasters board or whatever the hell they called it. So you can be sure that as we revisit the fourth Tuesday of the month in the second hour next week with the embedded correspondence, oh, by the way, I'm going to save that thought just for a second. So you can be sure that as the embedded correspondence reconvene next week, I have led the show with this question. Two embedded correspondents in a row. It will be a third, and it will sound like this. You still feel good about Barbecue World Cup, or you still have this, whatever the hell I'm going to have a comment on. The 100% assurity statement. What's up, Charles? Got a Charles the Cat sighting there. Hey, Chuck. What are you doing? Say hello to the crowd. Quit licking your hairy paw, you weirdo. Hey, yeah, there you go. Maine Coon. Right there. Live and in person, by the way. Of course, that's what the behind the scene looks like. This is a much cleaner shot. But Charlie will come up and hang out with me. Sits right on the piss box. We all know what the piss box is, of course. Underneath the piss box is the hell is this thing called? The Behringer X Air 18, where Channel 2 took a dump 2 weeks ago when we found that out.
Big stuff out of here.
When Marley made her first appearance a couple weeks ago, but she rallied and came back last week stronger and better than ever. So now the cat just sits on there because it's fun. He likes to hang out, listen to the show live as it's happening, but he only likes to hear one side of the conversation, the best side of the conversation. So anyway, I will lead next week's 100% assurity statements with you are still holding true to your answer from last month about how you're feeling about Barbecue World Cup or whatever it is. I can assure you at this stage, my answer will still be 100% no. No location, no judging method, 2/3 trouble. And by the way, it was said on my show by Scott Erdman, and I have emailed to see if he's interested in coming in. Johnny Maggs, I don't know if you have been hearing the same rumblings or not. He said the money was secured, put up by investors. I am now hearing, and it is not even trust but verify, but hearing from pretty legitimate sources, but not Scott. That also might be in question. But Scott said on this show, and I have it on tape, money is secured through investors. Not only the millie going to the winner, but potentially hundreds of thousands of additional dollars going towards category win and then pay through category. So all that has been resent out to Scott to see if he would like to come back in. We could talk about the changes that have happened, why Darren might have stepped down. I could probably lob a line out to Darren. I believe he's still into podcasting as well, so I know he's got gear to sound good because I told him what gear to get to sound good. I mean, it's not about me. So we can have those potential conversations in the next coming weeks. Why not? All right, well, I let it go as long as I'm going to let it go. I do not believe a special guest will be coming down. Let me check the phone to make sure nobody has decided to text me instead of just coming down to alert me to anything. No. So we're good. Okay, all the way back in the first hour, who was it? It was Jack Arnold. Holy moly. He's got a new rub out, the Founders Blend. It's got black garlic in lieu of black pepper. It's got maple. I'm not a fan of but I love me some Jack Arnold, so you know I'm going to buy a bottle. Everybody buy a bottle, your own money. We'll do a group tasting, let's say a month from now. I'll give you time to get it, start using it. I'm going to use it a lot on beef. To see him using it a lot on beef because it's really good on a lot of things. We'll start with the beef. I'm into eating a lot of beef recently. So let's all go get a bottle. We'll support Jack. We'll all get a bottle. And then we'll do a group tasting. You get in the instant chat. You give your feedbacks. We'll start scrolling through them. We'll have a little group feedback session. How about that? Maybe we can include the embedded correspondence in May. So the concept is coming together. The loose concept. Then, after Jack Arnold, it was a visit from our pal Wes Wright over at cookoutnews.com. And in the second hour, screwed again. How about that? Screwed again. Oh well, big show planned for you next week. The embedded correspondents are in, plus many more guests. So, how do I always leave? September 11th, 2001. I will never forget. And until next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, this is your program host and proud U.S. American, Greg Rempe, saying, Shalom! Shalom!
This is Dion Blumenrader with Big Hoss One Sauce, and you're listening to the best show on all things barbecue with my man, Greg Rempe.